and get Alan ready for his big moment.
You ready for your big moment, Al?
Sure.
You ready for this?
Sure. Said with
I'm
such
hanging on the edge of
confidence.
my seat.
Don't do that, you'll fall off.
Are you ready for your big moment? Hello, everybody. Good evening, all. Who doesn't like a last minute live, eh? As we are watching along to tonight's meeting between the Leicester Lions and Travelodge.
The Kings Lynn Stars plus friends.
Kings Lynn plus pals. We've lifted his suspension a little bit early, so we'd better not mess it up. I'm joined this evening with Alan on commentary, and we've got Mr. Dill over in the I can't remember the bloody word now. The analyst corner. In the analyst corner.
I'm in the dunce corner.
This could be a long evening.
Well, now.
It can't, Al. Every evening is 24 hours.
No, that's every day, mush.
Same thing, innit?
Oh, God. This starters were meant to go on, eh, Palmer?
Yeah, you know how it is. And there is another meeting on this evening as the Sheffield Tigers take on the Birmingham Brummies in premiership action. If you want to give us a little bit of an insight, Mr. Dill.
Well, Birmingham are going to get killed again, I know that much. Sheffield looking to get back to winning ways at home after losing to Leicester last week and exiting the cup. Although they are a little bit patched up tonight. The two teams for this one, first of all for the Tigers, William Cairns makes his premiership debut at number 7 as the guest rising star for the injured Leon Flint. Justin Sedgman rides at 5, at 6, Chris Holder at 5, Lewis Kerr at 4, Josh Pickering at 3, Anders Rowe at 2, and a late minute withdrawal from the meeting. Jack Alders unavailable now, and it's rider replacement at number 1. Al, you got a rider to watch for Sheffield?
I have indeed, sir. I've gone for the man at number 7 making his debut, Mr. William Cairns. Cairns, however you want to say it. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on in his debut in the Premiership. If it's anything like he did at Poole last night, I'm sure he'll put some valuable points on the board for Sheffield.
Palmer?
Josh Pickering. He was Poole last week. He needs to up his game.
Yeah, that one. I'm going to go with Lewis Kerr. He does really, really well around Alton. And I think, with all due respect to the middle order of Birmingham's team, I think Lewis Kerr should be whacking in a few points. He had a good meeting last night for Poole, which we watched, and looking forward to seeing how he gets on tonight. Although hopefully not too good from a selfish point of view. For the Brummies, the rising star Sam Hagan rides at number 7, Ben Barker rides at 6, it's Matty Zagar at 5, Paco Castagna at 4, Jonas Jepsen at 3, it's rider replacement for Keenan Rue at number 2, and Tobias Muszalek rides at number 1, who's obviously a former Sheffield number 1 as well. Out your Birmingham rider to watch.
I've kept it in the reserve area. I've gone for Ben Barker. He started well in the Premiership, and hopefully he'll be looking to continue that form tonight at Sheffield.
Definitely not, because his media guys are the two finest men in Great Britain.
I
No,
was going to say, he's definitely not sucking up to us with that pick, is he?
No, I'm just picking the. I'm going to say this, and I really do apologise. Still, the best of a bad bunch.
To be fair, Mush, you can't talk about bad bunches after that show
Well, yeah,
of
yeah.
SH1C at pool last night from your lot.
Yeah, fair point.
Palmer, you're man to watch.
I'm gonna go for the boring option, but I'm going for Tobias Musilak. If there's anywhere where we should be performing as a number one, it's at a place where we spent 2 years at.
Yeah.
Why do the Leicester tops have German flags on them?
That bugs me every time. Obviously, it's their colours, but every time I see it, I think, hang on, why have they turned German? I'm going to go the same as you, Palmer. Tobias Musilak, he was an out-and-out number one, barely unbeaten at Overton while he was a Sheffield Tiger. And I think he'll be solid enough tonight. And to be fair, he's got the beating of anyone in this Sheffield team on his day. So if he turns up, and he will be a track he'll be happy to turn up and ride at tonight, then it could go well. But it's a busy night for our pal Mr. Ryder Replacement. He's riding in all 4 teams that are in action tonight.
Talk about sharing yourself out for the evening.
Score predictions.
Right.
Al, you could go first, and then we'll cross over to this one.
I've gone for a 58-32 win to Sheffield.
Palmer?
55-35.
I've gone 55-35 as well. Back over to you two chaps for the one that we're actually watching tonight.
So for the meeting that we're watching, I'll take us down the Leicester Lions side. Their number one is Max Frick, who's looking to improve his form in the GPs over the weekend. At number 2 is Ryder Replacement's left leg. At number 3 is Ryan Douglas. At number 4, Kyle Howarth. At number 5, Sam Masters. At number 6 is Drew Kemp and their rising star, Joe Thompson. Al, who's your man to watch and why?
I've gone for Drew Kemp. He's not had the best season so far in the Premiership, and I think he'll be looking to give Kings Lynn's patched up side show what he can do down at reserve and hopefully score some big points down there.
I've gone for Kyle Howarth. He's in flying form in the Championship. If you forget last night ever happened, I know Al's already thought about doing that. And, you know, against Travelodge, sponsored by Premier Inn, he should be scoring high. Mr. Dill, have you got a man to watch from the home team?
Dougie. We always say this one, but he's looking better and better every meeting around Leicester. And to be honest, if I was Stuart Dixon, I would probably consider swapping Sam and Dougie around. But then he ain't going to want to break up that 3 and 4 partnership. But Dougie looks, you know, Sam's prone to have a crappy meeting every now and again. Dougie looks consistent every meeting, especially lately.
And for your Kings Lynn stars this evening, and friends, riding at number 1 is Niels Christian Everson. At number 2 is Richard Lawson. At number 3 is Chris Harris. Coming in at number 4 is a guest in Tobias Thompson, replacing, I believe, Nikolai Clint. Could be wrong on that.
Cook.
No, it's not
Ben
Clint.
Cook.
Craig Ben Cook, that's who it is. At number 5, it is rider replacement for Yankovic. At number 6, it's Zach Cook, who's replacing Nikolai Clint. I'll get it right this time. And at number 7 is Luke Harrison. Mr. Palmer, your man to watch.
Lawson. He spent many years here at the number 2 position. There's no reason why he can't score well tonight.
Mr. Dill, have you got a man to watch?
Exactly the same rider as Palmer for exactly the same reason as Palmer.
Well, I'm going to be the odd man out. I'm going for Tobias Thompson. Yeah. I know it's his first match up in the Premiership, but I think this man can do some vital scoring points in that number 4 position, and I'll be interested to see how he gets on.
I can tell you that in heat number 1 here at Ride, replacement in blue is Sam Masters.
To the surprise of nobody. Do we have a score prediction for this one, chaps?
56-34 to Leicestershire.
Mr. Palmer?
Same as Sheffield, 55-35.
Well, I've got an exact same score as Mr. Dill, 56-34 to Leicester.
Can I change my mind? Can I go 57-33 instead?
Sure.
If you want a quick laugh, Brady Kurtz has just been bitched by Artem the Guter and Jason Doyle in Poland.
Wait.
Anyway, Al, heat 1's at tapes. You've got a lineup to read out.
Is it tapes already? Oh dear.
Oh,
Heat
God.
number 1.
Are you not watching this, Al?
I was slightly underprepared. Heat number 1 in yellow off gate number 1 is Richard Lawson. In blue off gate number 2 is Sam Masters. In white off gate 3 is Niels Christian Everson. And off the outside in red, Max Frick.
But it is, yes. So the start marshal and about to walk away for heat number 1. On tapes rise, it's a fairly even start there, but it is Max Frick and Richard Lawson that get to the first turn first, and it's Lawson that just about has the lead. Now Frick flies round the outside there of Richard Lawson, and now Sam Masters looking to come up the inside there of Niels Christian Trotchman Everson. And Sam Masters does a little 360 there and just falls on his bum. There's absolutely no contact from anybody, and if he's not a little bitch, he'll just get up and resume racing. Now Lawson knocks to come up the inside there of Max Frick. It's not quite worked out. This is a decent race, this, for an opening heat at Leicester. The track looks really well watered, and to be honest, at this point now, barring any form of mechanical failures, I can't see Richard getting past Max, and it's certainly not for a lack of effort. As I come round turn 3 and 4 for the penultimate time, it is still Max Frick that has the lead, then with Richard Lawson there in second position, and Trotchy about to complete the race in third.
Niels Everson actually got second on the run to the line.
What a boy. Go on, Trotchy.
Good ride that from Max Frick, although Richard Lawson giving him as good as he got.
That it was, Al, what it was. I'll let you read the results out as well, Al, when they come up.
That's just what I'm waiting for. So, that's interesting. The result of heat number 1 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second was the rider in white, Niels Christian Everson. And third is the rider in yellow, Richard Lawson. A 3 each makes the scores 3 to Leicester, 3 to Kings Lynn.
Did anybody notice how Richard Lawson looked very much like Niels Christian
I was going to
Everson?
say, that's
and
what
Niels
threw
Christian
me.
Everson looked like Richard Lawson there.
Leicester TV, if you're watching, get yourself sorted out and get the right graphics up.
Please, it would be appreciated. We're on to heat number 2 here at Leicester, and yeah, a little bit of a vested interest here. I suppose I thought we had the opportunity. I'd better watch the work colleague and the job that he's actually good at. Did I just say that out loud?
And he'll be getting a lot of stick from Palmer tomorrow if he doesn't do so well today.
He doesn't turn
He
up.
don't go to work.
He don't, honestly.
And to be fair, until recently, neither did Palmer.
No, it was a cracking 7 months off.
So the lineup for heat number 2 in red off gate 1 is Drew Kemp. In white off gate 2, the guest Zach Cook. In blue off gate 3 is Joe Thompson. And off the outside in yellow, he's actually turned up, it's Luke Harrison.
Oh, he turns up for this, he just don't turn up for his scaffolding job.
He turns up for the job that he's good at. And that's quite a debatable subject. But, yeah. Heat number 2 about to come up. Dodgy Darren, the start marshal, just try... That's not even Darren, that's I want to say his name's James, but I just know him as Hollywood.
He does look like a James.
He does a bit, doesn't he? Start Marshall walks away then as tapes fly. Away we go for heat number 2. It's a very good start there for Drew Kemp, and Joe Thompson's there with him. Luke Harrison takes a tumble at the rear of the field. That's his excuse for not coming into work tomorrow. But Joe Thompson currently leads then, with Drew Kemp in second, being pushed all the way by Zach Cook in third, and the Lions on a very, very comfortable 5-1 advantage here at the current point of time. And to be honest, I can't really see this changing at all, which is a bit of a shame. But it is how it is. As we've got, I'm not sure how many laps left we've got to go. But Zach Cook's now looking to come up the inside of Joe Thompson. Joe Thompson finds his big man balls and says, "Oi, you're not coming through, pal. This second place is mine." Drew Kemp's away and gone. He's checked out. He can go get himself an hot dog, a burger and chips. And even a drink. He's that far ahead. Joe goes wide and Zach... Whoa, Joe lifts there, and Zach having to shut the throttle off a little bit to avoiding action, which was very good of him. And that's still massive 5-1 to Lions, and the Stars must be questioning their reserve choices for the evening.
Yeah, Zach Cook just practicing his wheelie going down that back straight. That was
Joe. Gosh.
That was Joe.
Sorry, Joe. I knew to get the wrong one. Joe practicing his wheelies down the back straight there.
Is that because one of them's got Bellevue Kevlars on underneath a Kings Lynn top, and the other one's got Plymouth Kevlars on underneath a Leicester top?
See,
I don't know, you could get it mixed up. Oh well.
Oh wow.
Look, it's been a long time off. Let me just get back into it, and I'll be fine.
Oh, what have we done to deserve this?
Do you want me to answer that?
To anybody that is watching, get yourselves in the comments. We had decent numbers with us last night for Poole and Glasgow, and we had some very good, very fun fan interaction and discussions. So if you are watching, get your sends in the comments, and we'll read your comments out. Or if you've got any questions like why are you so handsome, Dan, then we can answer them for you. That's not an issue.
I didn't know Stevie Wonder watched our videos.
Well, something's got to keep him entertained.
We've got 10 people watching at the moment.
I'm guessing they're not going to show us the result of Heat 2. So anyway, the result of Heat number 2 was a win for the rider in red, Drew Kemp. Second was the rider in blue, Joe Thompson, and third the rider in white, Zach Cook. A 5-1 now makes the scores 8 to Leicester and 4 to Kings Lynn.
Anyone would think Al's got a programme on the go.
Well,
I wonder where we got it from.
Just the merest of suggestions of an update from Sheffield. Sheffield have won the toss, so Birmingham are officially not winning anything tonight. Sheffield won the toss and took 1 and 3 in Heat 1.
That's interesting.
Birmingham can't even say they won the toss.
so the lineup for Heat number 3 in white off gate 1 is Chris Harris. In blue off gate 2 is Kyle Howarth. In yellow off gate 3 is Tobias Thompson. And off the outside in red, Dan's friend and so is Dill's, Ryan Douglas.
I love Speedway. We did a watch along last night, and the rider in white and the rider in blue were teammates for Glasgow against the rider in yellow for Poole. And now tonight, Bomber and Thompson are teammates for Kings Lynn against Haworth of Leicester.
Only in Speedway.
I love Speedway.
After walked away for heat number 3. The tapes fly up and away we go. And Ryan Douglas is there, but so is Chris Harris. Now Dougie looking to go around the outside of Harris. Harris says, "No, you're not." Dougie says, "Watch me, pal. I'm coming right round you." And just like that, a knife. Oh! Carnage. And Kyle Howarth forcefully there, getting himself into second position there, literally almost murdering Chris Harris, but it's the Lions currently on another 5-1 advantage at the minute. Dougie winning with Kyle in second. Harris not going to give up the ghost, says the speak. And to be fair, Tobias Thompson isn't a million miles off the pace. He's about 500,000 miles off the pace. So he's not quite a million miles off, but it's going to be another 5-1 to Leicester, barring any form of mechanical failures or little slidey offs. But this looks very, 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 very settled now. And I'd be interested to see if there's a little handshake or a little sorry pal from Kyle to Chris after that one.
I'll tell you what, it's a good job Glasgow's off tomorrow, because Cammy Brown wouldn't have been team manager, he'd have been referee for these two.
Oh, it could have been interesting, couldn't it?
That could have been carnage.
Carnage!
Patrick Cruzan, what's a score? Alan will give you the progressive score as soon as he read the results out, and right now, actually.
Right now. So, the result of heat number 3 was a win for the rider in red, Ryan Douglas. Second was the rider in blue, Kyle Howarth. And third, still don't know how he stayed on that bike, was Chris Harris. A 5-1 to Leicester makes the scores 13 to Leicester and 9 to Kings Lynn.
5, 9, 5, 9.
5.
That's not. Oh, I've miscounted it as 5.
And Alan's literally just told us about half an hour ago he passed maths. Oh,
I don't know. I went 4
Christ.
plus 1 is 9, though. That's not right.
Oh, God.
I made a boo boo. It's 13 points to 5, not 13 points to 9.
What have we done to deserve this?
We're all allowed a mistake.
Including Mrs. McNally.
Oh, you leave my mother out of this.
Mrs. McNally doesn't do mistakes, she just makes them instead.
Yes, she does, Palmer.
Oh, heat number 4 is coming onto track now. And that looks like a reserve
have you
replacement.
spotted the reserve change here?
I'm trying to work out who the rider replacement is for a start. There is a reserve, so you can see that.
That's Richard Lawson, Mushroom Water.
And it'll be that Cook in yellow.
And that's that Cook in yellow, that Al. It is. Well done.
Poor look.
13-5 the score, yeah?
13-5 is the score. Not 13-9. 13-5.
I was being too generous to Kings Lynn there.
I don't know where you managed to get 4 extra points from, Al.
No idea. Anyway, the lineup for heat number 4. In yellow off gate number 1 is reserve switch Zach Cook. Blue in gate 2 is Joe Thompson. In white off gate 3 is Richard Lawson, the rider replacement. And Sam Masters off the outside in red.
There it is, Al, yeah. Congratulations. Who's Snapchatting me now? How very exciting.
Mrs. Winchester by any chance?
No, it's Mrs. McNally.
Palmer,
That's funny, cause
I'll tell you after this race.
Oh, alright then. I'm being told some news after this race. So, James Spencer, the start marshal, I knew I'd get his name right at some point. Walks away for heat number 4, takes right away we go. Joe Thompson's got there again, and Joe Thompson's having a really good night so far, but so is Richard Lawson. But Joe, wow, great ride here from Joe Thompson to defend Richard Lawson like he has been doing, but ultimately it is Lawson now that goes round the outside of Joe Thompson to claim the lead, and now Zach Cook, the reserve switch, has got himself into second position now, so it's now the Kings Lynn Stars plus friends on a 5-1 heat advantage. And to be honest with you, looking at this, the Lions boys don't even look like challenging, and to be fair, I think Dill said before we started Stuart Dixon ought to consider swapping Dougie and Sam around, and on this form I'd probably agree to that as well, because Sam doesn't look like challenging Zach Cook in the second place position. Richard Lawson's checked out, he's away, he's gone, and he's showing that he still knows the fastest way around this circuit. Just like that.
Sam Mason 189 in the comments, going to be a hammering for the Stars.
And we're only 4 points down now.
While we wait for Alan to get his shoes and socks off to work out the progressive scores, you know that rider that I told you is apparently on his way out of a certain club, Palmer?
Yes.
Well, it might be true because he's just ran a last in Heat 2 in the other meeting.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
So the result of heat number 4 was a win for the rider in white, Richard Lawson. Second to the rider in yellow, Zach Cook. And third to the rider in red, Sam Masters. A 1 for Leicester, 5 to Kings Lynn. Makes the scores 14 to the Leicester Lions, 10 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
We'll have a quick look at what's going on at Sheffield whilst we've got a moment. So heat number 1, Lewis Kerr was the rider replacement in red to cover for Jack Holder. Paco Castagna was the rider replacement in yellow for Keenan Rue. And heat 1 was won by Anders Rowe, with Tobias Muszalek in second and Lewis Kerr in third for a 4-2 to Sheffield. Heat 2 is repeated. What he did last night was won by William Cairns, with Sam Hagan second and Ben Barker third. Justin Sedgman bringing up the rear of the field for a 3-all. And after 2 heats at Sheffield, it's Sheffield 7, Birmingham 5.
Interesting times.
Do Sheffield maybe try and make Cairns the attempt signing with Flint's layoff period unknown?
Possibly. That's if the rumours of him going elsewhere in the Premiership isn't true, of course.
You got a point.
What rumours are there, if you do not mind me asking?
You can ask. We can't tell you.
We can't tell you on the stream because then we'd be telling all of our friends this rumour, and if it turns out it isn't true, then we look like silly bollocks.
Fair enough.
Don't you love Speedway? Leicester are showing a race from 2014 where Richard Lawson, who's riding for Kings Lynn tonight, is riding for Leicester in this one.
British Speedway.
Don't you love it?
So there'll be none of this next year. When we're down to less riders in a team and all this.
And less leagues.
And more committed riders to the country.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe.
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 Should we take a quick breather, chaps?
Let's take 5. Back in a moment, YouTube friends. Hello, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us for 5 minutes while we had a bit of a breather ourselves. Before we crack on with the action here with heat number 5, we'll go to Dale for an update from Sheffield versus Birmingham.
So we've now had 4 races at Sheffield. Heat number 3 was won by Josh Pickering, partnered in second by Louis Kerr, with Paco Castagna in third for a 5-1 to Sheffield to make it 12 points to 6. And in Heat 4, Chris Holder won, with Matty Zagar in second and Sam Hagan packing in third. William Cairns goes from hero to 0 within the space of 2 races to make the scores 15 points to 9 at the first track grade.
Pretty good going, that.
Interesting.
Bloody hell, the sun's out at Leicester. I ain't having this.
Sun's out. Doesn't happen often, does it?
No. I love the fact that the entirety of England is baking in sun today and Glasgow have had to call off tomorrow because of rain forecast.
Because of rain forecast. Definitely nothing to do with the fact they haven't got Dan Thompson or Leon Flint tomorrow.
Anywho, back to this week. I don't want to comment. So, in red off gate number 1 is Ryan Douglas. In yellow off gate 2 is Richard Lawson. In blue off gate 3 is Kyle Howarth. And off the outside on white is Niels Christian Everson.
Trotchman. I do love
Who's
Danish. I love Danish Speedway, how he calls him Niels Christian Trotchman Everson. Full names or nothing.
Who's
Speedway would be like this.
Who's Howarth killing in this one, Palmer? Or almost killing?
Hopefully not Dougie.
Well, hopefully not Dougie.
Richard Lawson?
I need my number 1 for next season to be fully fit for us. Stat Marshal Dodgy Daz walks away then for heat number 5. The tapes right away we go. Dougie had a bit of a nibble there, but he's got to the front turn first with Richard Lawson challenging him, and Lawson just going round the outside of Dougie there, and now Trotchy looking to come round the outside here of Kyle Howarth. Kyle Howarth just shuts the door, says, "You're not coming through, pal, soz, mate." And it's currently a 3-3 heat, a 3-3 situation. It's not a heat advantage, is it? Richard Lawson just lock it up coming out of the 4th turn there, and Trotchy's closing in on Kyle again, but Kyle's just got a decent enough lead over Niels just to be like, "You're not coming through, pal, sorry, mate." Richard Lawson again checked out. He can go get a Mackies, and he's got this race won. Howarth goes wide, but Niels can't just really make any what's the word I'm looking for? He can't make any room upon Kyle, and this is going to be Richard Lawson's 2nd race win for the Stars.
Thought the red lights were coming on then. It looked like one of the red flags were coming out on bend 2 and then it didn't come out.
I was convinced the Reds was coming on. Dougie definitely had a nibble.
Oh yeah, we had a proper roller then. And to be fair, he gained an advantage as well until Richard Lawson passed him. Al's just got his shoes and socks off tallying the score up.
I think I'm right.
I should hope so, considering it's on the top of the screen, Mush.
The result of gate number 5 is a win for the rider in yellow, Richard Lawson. 2nd was the rider in red, Ryan Douglas, and 3rd was the rider in blue, Kyle Howarth. A 3-all makes the scores 17 to the Leicester Lions, 13 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
Yeah, that it was. Brilliant move there from Richard Lawson along the back straight just to get round the outside of Dougie. It's like a not knife through butter. That was a lovely move. That
Track's holding up well, to be fair.
it is. They've regained some of that H20 stuff that they run out of 1 week.
They can send me some if they want. I'm dying.
I'll get Rob to send you his water Bowser.
Oh yeah, stick it in the back garden, turn it on and just lie under it. Lovely.
Actually, I know what goes in that water. You might not want that.
Scrap that.
Yeah, I know where he gets his water from. I'm sure you don't want fish guts and fish heads and all that good stuff lying about in your garden, do you?
Someone's having 2 on the bounce by the looks of it, 'cause we've got a delay.
Yeah,
We've
it's
got
because
2 rider replacements, to be
rider
fair.
replacement's got to put half a jacket on for each team.
Talking of rider replacements, the RR for Birmingham in Heat 5 at Sheffield is Jonas Jepsen.
Well,
Fair enough.
at least we know where RR's left leg is.
Now we've just got to find his 2 arms.
His 2 arms are here, his 2 legs are at Sheffield.
Don't you mention 2 legs in Sheffield, they've still got nightmares from Leicester last week.
That looks like Chris Harris in
White, and that
white
it
for
is.
rider replacement.
Well spotted, Mr. Palmer.
I have working eyes, Al.
Is that? No, is that cooking yellow?
That can't be
I was-
Leicester's RR much.
No, I was wondering whether it was Luke Harrison coming in, considering they swapped them round earlier. I just wondered.
Luke's just having the free rides tonight, much by the look of things.
He did have a few on Monday, though. To be fair, he was really good on Monday as well. But he did take, was it 6 he had in the end?
5 or 6, wasn't it?
5 or 6, yeah. I'd imagine the RR is going to be one of Dougie or Kyle, being as we've had a couple of extra minutes allowed. That looks like... We'll see when he pulls up.
Kyle, I think. So watch it be Drew.
It is Kyle.
It's Kyle, get in. Round 2, here we go.
Oh yeah! K1 versus Game 4, HWFG.
So, the lineup for heat number 6. In white, off gate 1, the rider replacement, Christopher Harris. In red, off gate 2, is Max Frick. In gate 3, in yellow, is Zach Cook. And off the outside in blue, Chris Harris. I hope you're watching yourself, because Kyle Howarth's back in town.
Yeah, what Al said. Start Master and walks away for heat number 6. Tapes rises. It's a very, very even start there, but Max Frick's got there first, and the 2 Kings Lynn boys there have team road Kyle Howarth towards the rear of the field now, so it's still a 3-3 heat advantage as it stands at the moment. Max Frick there out in front, being chased down all the way by the 2 Kings Lynn boys, but Kyle Howarth now looking to come up the inside there, and it's not quite worked out there. Where I don't quite think we're getting Howarth versus Harris round 2 just yet. Although Howarth now goes really wide, and he's gone through the inside of Chris Harris there. Lovely move there for Kyle Howarth. And now Kyle's got his eyes set on Zach Cook, and now Cook blocks Kyle's run there, and we've got 1 lap, I think, left to go in this race. What can Kyle Howarth do? What could Chris Harris do? Because Chris Harris is wanting to gain on Kyle once again. Max Frick's in the lead though. He's going to be unbeaten as he passes the checkered flag.
Bomber's picking up where we left off on Monday, and to be fair, last night he's been crap all week.
Bomber's just crap in general.
He ain't been good at all this week. Stop the world! I ain't having this. Birmingham have got a heat advantage at Sheffield. I ain't having this. Refuse to believe it.
Who are Birmingham and who do they think they are?
It's disgusting, isn't it? Shocking. How dare they not just roll over and get beat?
Exactly. We're going to have an extra delay now because Chris Harris is out in the next race.
I'll bring the results of Heat 5 as soon as Al's done the result of this one then.
So the result of heat number 6 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second was the rider in yellow, Zach Cook. And third was the rider in blue, Kyle Howarth. A 4-2 to Leicester makes the current scores 21 to the Leicester Lions, 15 to the Kings Lynn Stars. Dill, over to you, son.
Good ride from King Kyle there, actually. Made a really bad gate, but had some speed in that bike.
100%.
So, Heat 5 at Sheffield was won by the rider in white, Tobias Michalek, Josh Pickering in second, and Jonas Jepsen put up third with Louis Kerr retiring. that's an all too familiar sight this season. 2 points to Sheffield, 4 to Birmingham, 17 points to 13 Progressive, and the rider replacement for Sheffield in Heat 6 is Chris Holder, who partners Anders Rowe against Matty Zagar and Ben Barker.
Interesting times.
And we'll keep an eye on that one. The track's holding up really well tonight, and it is difficult because it's been quite breezy today as well as baking in the sun, so it's hard to prepare a track in this weather. Like one or the other of sun or wind is difficult enough, but to have both.
100%. So I've just seen the Kings Lynn Facebook page that says give it your best shot to the team. Do you think, or is this just me just looking too much into this, they've already accepted defeat?
Yes.
I think before the meeting started, when you look at the two teams, they were probably expected to lose this. They started poorly, but they've actually won the second half of the meeting. Well, the second half of the first half of the meeting. The last three races, Kings Lynn have come out the better side.
100%.
So they won the last three races was 6 points in. 8 points in Leicester's favour and 10 points in Kings Lynn's favour from heats 4 to 7, so they've just about got the edge.
Interesting times. The rider's about to come out now for heat number 7.
To be fair, with how Sam Masters has gone tonight, they could close the gap again.
Very easily. It's been a while since we've seen Drew Kemp out.
There he is.
There he is. It's been a while, pal.
Out, got a line up, boss.
Yep, so the lineup for heat number 7 in red off gate 1 is Sam Masters, hoping he can have a better ride out this time. In white off gate 2, when he makes his appearance, is Chris Harris. In blue off gate 3 is Drew Kemp. And off the outside in yellow is Tobias Thompson.
Chris Harris, again.
Yeah.
Ruining British Speedway.
Ruining our Thursday night. Start Marshall Dodgy does try to get everybody into order.
Dodgy So we've got Dodgy Dave, Dodgy Dads.
Dodgy Daz is a bit dodgy, but he's alright as he walks away for heat number 7. The tapes fly up, away we go, and to be fair, Chris Harris has made it. But to be fair, Drew Kemp just blasted round the outside there. Great move from Drew there. And Sam Masters now looking to come up the inside of Chris Harris. Harris says, "You're not coming up the inside of me, pal." And Harris has got his eyes set on Drew Kemp. Now Harris looks to come up the inside. Kemp round the outside. Masters up the inside of Chris Harris. Harris black round the outside of Masters. This is a cracking race, this. If anybody tells you meetings at Leicester are very poor, then just watch this. This is a decent meeting so far. Well, decent race at least. Drew Kemp's still leading. And Tobias Thompson's probably somewhere near Sheffield, to be fair. He was probably always going to struggle in his debut at the in the what league they call this, the Premiership. Oh, it's been a nightmare, boys and girls. I do apologise. Drew Kemp's leading, and it definitely is Drew, and he's been chased all the way by Chris Harris, but fair play to Drew Kemp. That was some ride.
A second brilliant race, including Bomber, that he's come out on the wrong end of. One last night with Richard Lawson at Poole, and one tonight with Drew Kemp. Brave ride from Kempy, that, to be honest. And Sam Masters is carrying on being crap.
And Drew Kemp does very good wheelies.
He loves a good wheelie, doesn't he?
Some may say he wheelie loves them.
Really, really good at them.
It's all right. My back door's open. I'll go out in a minute. I'll get some of the scent of them zesty cigarettes from next door in me.
So the result of heat number 6 is a win for the rider in blue, Drew Kemp. Second, the rider in white, Chris Harris. And third was Sam Masters in red. Another 4-2 to Leicester makes the scores 25 to the Leicester Lions, 17 to the Kings Lynn Stars. Mr. Palmer, do you want to give us the rundown of the scores so far?
Go on in, I'll do it really quick. So for Leicester, Max Freak has scored 6, Ryan Douglas 5, Kyle Howarth 4 and 2, Sam Masters 2, Drew Kemp 6, Joe Thompson 2 and 1 for Kingsley, Neil Christian Everson 2, Richard Lawson 7 and 1, Chris Harris 3, Tobias Thompson 0, Jan Korek ride replacement, get well soon, pal stop breaking my heart, Zach Cook 5 and 1, Luke Harrison, Nout.
Patrick Cruzan, who's better at this game, Lawson or Harris?
Lawson.
Nowadays, Lawson, yeah. We've had another race from Sheffield. I'll read your mind then, Mush.
I was about to say, any update from Sheffield?
I wish
Mr.
you had.
Dill.
Last heat 6 was another 5-1 to Sheffield, with Chris Holder taking the flag, Anders Rowe second, and Matty Zagar third. 5-1 to Sheffield makes a progressive score after 6, 22 points to 14. Reading the Speedway updates comments. Ben Barker bounced off the back straight fence lap 1, went into bend 3 out of control and bounced off the bend 4 fence.
Oh dear. To give a pitbull.
It's a fence, Ben, not a bounty castle, pal.
Just ask him if he put us up any treats there. Yeah, Palmer, here's one from last year with the Jam Man racing.
Strawberry jam.
Or what
Red
out, whoever Red was then.
Red just went on his own then.
Who was their rising star? Is this Joe?
That's Joe, yeah.
That's Joe.
I think they started the season last year with Joe, didn't they? Then they dropped him for Hagen. And then I think Hagen got injured and then they got Joe back in as a guest.
Same with Drew, weren't he?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Don't think Hagen got injured. I think Hagen was just a little bit crap.
I'm sure. I think he got injured.
I don't think he did, but I could be wrong.
Don't know. Stumped now.
Yeah, we're all stumped.
Oh my God! Yeah, Palmer, he's definitely out the door. He's just read his second last place. Heat 7 from Sheffield was won by the rider in white, Jonas Jepsen. Second in red, Chris Holder, and third in yellow, Paco Castagna. Justin Sedgman's found his way to the door with a second last place of the meeting. 2 points to Sheffield, 4 to Birmingham, 24 points to 18. The progressive score, and I don't even need to see the RR for Heat 8 to know that it's probably going to be Matty Zagar.
At least you're honest, Bush.
He's the highest one who can take it, and you theoretically use your highest rider in, unless he wants to keep it for is it 11, the 1 and 2 go in, and he puts him in with Toby in Heat 11 against Chris Holder and Justin Sedgman. Could do that, to be fair.
He could do Matty Zagar in both. Could have Zagar as your RR in Heat 8.
And if they're far enough down, a tactical in.
Yeah.
Not a bad call, that. Cool! Who was that trying to kill everybody there? That was Becca trying to kill somebody. Is that Bomber guessed it?
Bomber guessed him for Lynn that meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah. The writing was always on the wall, weren't it, for this side? To be fair, it does show the strength and depth Kings Lynn in theory have got, where you've got Zach Cook, who's a main body rider at Bellevue, riding at reserve for Kings Lynn tonight.
I mean, they've played who's guessing for who very well, haven't they? Because if they was going by actual averages, I think Toby would be at reserve.
Yeah, it's smart. It was always going to be difficult coming in for your Premiership debut at number 4, I think he's at, isn't he? Yeah, it's not an easy, and Leicester's a difficult place to debut at as well.
But then again, we say this, he had a poor night in the Championship last night.
He did, yeah. He was consistent, but he wasn't very good, was he?
Consistently shit.
4 fair places, weren't it?
Consistently SH1T.
Consistently SH1T. Who's
Yeah.
in white here? Is that Everson? He had some nice
That's-
white covers last year.
That's Trotry, that mush.
Who's in yellow?
Norwick.
Norwich.
Ah, that's who it is.
Mr. Blowdawn.
Who's going to be looking to make an impact in SGP2 tomorrow?
The rider replacement in 8 for Birmingham is Matty Zagar.
We don't
Even
have
Stevie
that one.
Wonder saw that one coming.
Yeah,
Hell, even RL could see that one coming.
yeah.
And
I
Al
did-
can't even see anything below his stomach. He's like me and you, Palmer. Extra
I'm
well
real-
wrapped.
If I'm really, really lucky and I put my face forward that much, I can just about see the tips of my toes.
Can you touch the tips of your toes?
Is that when you lie down on your bed with your legs in the air?
Yeah.
Can you touch your toes?
Don't talk stupid.
I'll have you know, Al, I can.
Is that when you're lying on your bed with your legs in there?
No, when he bends his
Absolutely
legs
not.
up and crosses them.
Not quite. I'm going to send you proof now, Al.
Oh,
just
God.
to let you know.
Rather you than me, Al.
Yeah.
We might
It's
as well.
actually been quite a close meeting, this one, so far, to be fair.
Fuzzy.
Well, there's only 8 points in it.
The 2024 one or the 2025 one?
2025 one.
No.
No? You don't think so?
Well, if you call an 8-point gap close, then you do you, boo. But I don't think that's
Well,
very
it's a
close,
lot-
to be honest.
A lot closer than some scorelines I've seen.
Like the one last night at pool.
Yeah, that one.
Sorry.
Just to put things into perspective, the Birmingham match at Sheffield's a bit closer than this one.
And I'd have thought we'd have been trounced there, although Zagar's been crap and he's in 8, so William Cairns is about to make a former Grand Prix rider his B1 TCH.
Oh, that one.
We might as
Oh,
well
yeah.
stay on now. I was going to have a quick breather, but we'll be back on with the action in a minute, so we might as well just carry on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's any idea who the RR is in Heat 8, because nobody's telling. Oh, there we go. RR is Max Frick.
That
number eight.
didn't take a genius
Oh,
to see that
right.
one coming either, to be fair.
God.
Wow.
Even Stevie Wonder saw that one coming.
Bloody hell, he's
Thought it might have
seeing 2 things. He's using one eye on each.
I thought it
Yeah.
might have been Ryan Douglas, to be fair.
No, it's always Max freaking Heat 8 mush. Dougie will go in 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Or
This is
13.
why you use rider
How
replacement.
can Frick go in for... Oh.
Oh, sorry, I looked at the wrong.
Oh.
I looked at the wrong RR. I'm an idiot.
Oh my God.
I looked at the wrong RR, okay?
Now, Al, can you tell me why Max Frick won't go as the RR in 10 either?
Because he's already in 10.
Oh.
Oh Jesus.
It really,
Jesus Christ,
really
what help?
hurts. It really, really hurts. And talking of watch-alongs, we were going to be doing one tomorrow to the Ouija's versus Oxford, which initially replaced Redcar versus Workington, but Glasgow's now been called off. There may be one to Edinburgh if their meeting's on, but their forecasts don't look great either, so I'd expect nothing. And the forecast for Saturday's watch-along at Plymouth is also a little bit up and down at the moment.
Could always do Berwick.
Who Berwick got?
Edinburgh.
Dunno.
Because they've got a double hit. They're at Edinburgh. They're supposed to be Edinburgh tomorrow and then Berwick on Saturday because Workington's got their issues.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know that. About the 2 meetings into that, I know about the Workington issues. How long till the end of this game? We're halfway through the meeting, so
Halfway
time.
through, love.
That was from Patrick.
It's 2025. We're open to all sorts of interpretations this day and age.
Yeah, you call everyone darling, males, females, toasters, cookers, kettles.
If it is darling, it's bush. It's one or the other.
Or
Dogs.
duck.
Or duck.
You do like the
Aye,
word duck.
Duck's
That
one
really
of my favourites.
When I came down to see you and I went to order that food in that cafe and she went, "Hey up, duck," I was like, "The hell is going on?"
I remember walking into the hotel in Sheffield and Palmer walked up to reception. Hey up, darling. She looked at him as if he'd just tried to kiss her or something.
Oh, Palmer.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We have still got 6 people watching us.
It's not bad, that really, is it?
Saying that we only decided a couple of hours ago we were doing this.
Literally.
This was I
I was-
messaged Palmer and said, so, fancy a watch along tonight then?
That was literally how it went. I was there. I was on my dinner hour. Andy, if you're listening, I wasn't fast asleep, pal. And yeah, we just sort of like agreed to do it there and then, didn't we? So,
And to be fair, that was before we knew that Glasgow was being called off tomorrow, but now I'm glad in hindsight that we have done this one, because at least we've got one.
Yeah.
And as things stand, if Saturday were to be off and if we don't get Edinburgh tomorrow, if that's off, this will be our last one for just over a week at this exact moment in time. There's no plans to do any next week.
Oh dear.
no, there isn't at the moment, is there? No doubt plans will probably change because they often do with us, but
Yeah, you got a point.
Keep an eye on the socials.
Yeah, what I'll say, keep an eye on the socials, because to be fair, we don't know what we're doing. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing at 9 o'clock yet, and it's 22 minutes past 8 now.
I mean, you've got a point with old show.
How long is this track grade going? Come on, boys.
I just want to show you all these highlights of them winning the meeting.
Nobody wants to see it, though.
Some of us has got bed to go to work in the morning.
I know, tell me about it, Mr. Palmer.
You don't know what work is, Al.
He does, he makes tea for the Scottish Council.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that. I forgot you was a tea boy, Al.
At least I make the tea, unlike you that falls asleep when he's working.
You got a point, at least he ain't a rent boy, eh, Palmer?
Well,
No, that's just Palmer and Andy Harrison. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
I just fall asleep on my dinner breaks when I'm allowed to.
Just,
And when you're not allowed to, you don't fall asleep, or you don't admit to falling asleep.
More of a case of I don't admit too much, to be honest, but that stays between us three and everybody watching on you.
All 7.
Andy Harrison, if you're watching, Palmer did not just say that.
He's not, he's at Leicester with Luke.
Oh, that's alright then.
So he's not going to watch, is he, Al?
He might be watching during the track riding for all we know.
Patrick, what's the score, please write. Al, you can do that, because you've got the score in front of you, if it's right.
Do you want me to do it instead? Because I've got the right score here.
I mean,
I'm
if you
doing
want,
it.
I ain't doing a scorecard for this one, I'm just writing Barker's results down from Sheffield to do his result graphic straight after the meeting. And it literally is as basic as it gets. I've got a piece of paper with Ben and his scores on it.
Al, have you got this young gentleman, lady, the score?
Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
it. We've got a result from Heat 8 at Sheffield. Was won by the rider in red, carrying on his unbeaten meeting so far, Anders Rowe. Second in yellow, Sam Hagan, and third in white, Matty Zagar, with William Cairns at the rear of the field. I'd probably, maybe we'll see Toby come in as a... I'd probably hold out and put somebody in for the R. Do Birmingham strike now and put Toby in as a tactical in place of Benjamin in heat number 9 against Pico and Louis Kerr.
Who's his partner?
Matty Zagar.
Yeah, straight while the iron's hot. Patrick, to answer your question, it's Leicester 25, Kings Lynn 17. Because
Kings
Alan...
win, please. They're not at the moment.
Not yet. Give them chance.
It looks like Zagar was at the back according to the Speedway update. Zagar inside Cairns, Ben 3, lap 1. Sam Hagan's probably having his best meeting since joining Birmingham so far, with 5 paid 6 from 3 rides, and could maybe see him coming in unless Barker's taken out of 9. Could maybe see Sam taking Barker's last ride. As expected, heat number 9, Tobias Michelet goes in yellow as a tactical substitute. I ain't having this. We're back on. Come on out. Crack on, son.
So the lineup for heat number 8 in blue off gate number 1 is Joe Thompson. In yellow off gate number 2 is Palmer's work colleague Luke Harrison. In red off gate 3 is rider replacement Max Frick. And off the outside in white is Richard Lawson.
Now, we'd normally say at this point Max Frick is massive favourite, but Richard Lawson's looked quick after heat 1, so I don't think this is as cut and dry as it might have been.
No.
Max Frick wins this one all day long.
And twice on Sundays.
3 times Sundays. He does it that little bit extra.
Getting the match ball out of this.
Yeah. Luke looks alright after his little tumble in heat 2.
You'll be looking for a better ride out this time.
You can't get much worse, as the start marshal what I thought. Heat number 8. Tapes rise, away we go. And Max Frick's got there first and he's short. Richard Lawson out. Lawson now back up the inside there of both the Lions boys, and Frick looking to come round the outside. Joe Thompson looking to up the inside. Luke Harrison is towards the rear of the field, but at least he's managed to complete a lap, so well done, Luke, for that. But the big battle's going to be between these two at the front. They're quite very, very close together. Richard Lawson lifts going down the back straight there, but Max Frick cannot capitalise on this just yet, as Frick again goes wide coming off turns 4, but Max Frick just hasn't got the speed in his bike to get round him. Maybe he heard me saying that Max wins this all day long, and he's just thought, you know what, I'm going to prove that fat person wrong in Scunny, and I'm going to lose to Richard Lawson here as we come round for the next lap. Richard Lawson's still a million miles out in front, and if anything now, the big battle's towards the rear of the field as Luke Harrison's closing in on Joe Thompson for the third place at the minute, but we can't really see what's happening back because the camera's too busy focusing on Richard Lawson. Oh, that was it, race is done now.
Don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so.
You told you so.
I'll tell you what, right, if races were won by who gates the quickest, Joe Thompson would get Max after Max.
Good.
Take us away out.
So the result of heat number 8 was a win for the rider in white, Richard Lawson. Second was the rider in red, Max Frick. And third, the rider in blue, Joe Thompson. A 3-all makes the scores 28 to the Leicester Lions, 20 to the Kings Lynn Stars. Sorry, I was just counting on my fingers and toes.
It was on the bloody screen, Al.
I know, but at that point I was looking down at my fingers and toes.
Oh my god.
I'm joking.
If anybody wants to send us a Samaritan's number, please feel free to. We may need their help.
And Richard Lawson looks up for this.
He does. He's. I think he's got a point to prove to Mr. Stuart.
Stuart.
There's a reference there to an old
Acquaintance.
acquaintance of ours, yes.
There's none of these ours. Yours. Whose bloody ours?
Or a lady that just likes to say Stuart. Let's just leave it at that.
Palmer's
Often found-
Sweet Caroline.
Often found at Birmingham Speedway.
You leave me out of this. I ain't done anything.
We've got another delay now because Kings Lynn needs
Make a rider
to do it.
replace.
But to be honest with you, Al, you're hardly going to see when the pits are behind that wall that says Leicester on it.
Yeah,
Richard,
I think it'll
Richard
be nailed
Lawson's
through.
had one, isn't he? So
I was thinking Everson.
Yeah, Lawson had heat 4.
I don't know what the delay is then. Freak
And
out
Harris
till
has had
10.
it.
Unless they're putting Harrison in yellow for Cook.
Unless it's Lawson coming as a tactical.
There is that. I never thought of that.
Maybe. They're going to shithouse us all now and they're going to put Toby Thompson out, aren't they?
Who's in this race? Thompson. Who's in?
Ryder replacement and Zach Cook for Kings Lynn, Ryan Douglas and Kyle Howarth for
Chris
Leicester.
Harris RR maybe, and Richard Lawson tactical.
Harris has already taken RR.
Who's not taking it?
Everson.
Rider replacement.
Everson, Thompson, Cook or Harrison.
Yeah, big Trump.
Maybe the screen will tell us.
Maybe that man.
Everson's not eligible for RR.
Oh.
If that helps.
Oh. Well, he's the one above.
Zach's in yellow.
Zach's programmed in yellow mush.
Is the tactical of Lawson taking the RR then?
It's got to be.
Yeah, it must be. And to be fair, Zach ain't looked too bad.
He's scored in all of his rides, hasn't he? So he's done alright.
Do you want a very quick update from Sheffield while we've got a moment?
Go on then.
Heat 9 was won by Tobias Michelet, the tactical substitute. Josh Pickering second and Matty Zagar third. 2 points to Sheffield, 4 to Birmingham, makes a progressive score 29 points to 25 after 9 heats. Richard Lawson does come in as a tactical in this one.
Richard Lawson.
Al, take us away, son.
So, the lineup for heat number 9. In blue off gate number 1 is Kyle Howarth. Riding in white off gate number 2 is the tactical substitute Richard Lawson. In red off gate number 3 is Ryan Douglas. And off the outside in yellow is Zach Cook.
Yeah, what Al said, yeah.
Bubba, take us away, son.
I'm your daddy, you Al. So that Master walks away for heat number 9. The tapes fly. Away we go, and it's a very good start there again from that man in white, Richard Lawson. But Kyle Howarth forcing his way up the inside. But Richard Lawson says, "Oh no, you're not." And Richard Lawson now, he is gaining an advantage over the two Leicester boys. The Leicester boys are trying absolutely everything to get around Lawson there, but Howarth lifts and allows Douglas to take up the challenge in second place, but nobody's touching Richard Lawson here. Nobody. As we go a little bit slow-mo for a moment there. Fair play to the stream operators. We like a bit of slow-mo from time to time. But I'll refresh it after this race, don't worry boys. As we go into the next lap, and Richard Lawson again, he's proven to be a thorn in Leicester's side since he elected to leave Beaumont Park for this season. And Dougie's done on the line.
He's done him on the line.
Dougie done that on the line.
And Dougie had some speed there.
I think it'd be close.
Dougie's won that. That's not even close. Dougie's won that by about half a bike.
It's good to see Richard Lawson acknowledging that as well.
Richard Lawson's looked absolutely fantastic, and to be fair, he looked a bit of a shell on Monday. It's mad, isn't it? He's in roughly the same races as he was when he was at number 1, barring Heat 8. But the change in him since moving from number 1.
100%.
And the result of heat number 9 was a win for the rider in red, Ryan Douglas. Second, the rider in white, Richard Lawson. And third was Kyle Howarth in blue. A 4-2 to Leicester now makes the scores 32 to the Leicester Lions, 22 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
Brilliant ride from Dougie.
Oh, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
And he looked like he was working inside, working outside. There is two distinctive lines and they're both working. and that's why Dougie was able to make the ground up.
Massively. I do apologise, folks. It's been a very, very long day.
What late was that? 9?
Yeah,
9.
I think there's going to be a delay in this one with Dougie out 2 in a trot.
God, Dougie and Frick as a pairing. Who's that against?
Harris
Harrison
and
Thompson.
That's got 5-1
Okay.
written all over it for Leicester.
It has on
Yep.
it.
Yeah, that's that.
This should be the easiest 5-1 of the night for the Lions.
Quick update from Sheffield. The Sheffield rider replacement in Heat 10 is Josh Pickering, partner in the unbeaten Anders Road to this point with Jonas Jepsen and Paco Castagna, the opposition. Talking of home 5-1s, I'd fancy Sheffield to get one there as well.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, me old cherub.
And this track's been set up really. We do sometimes give Leicester a bit of crap for the track not being great. It has been a theme of British Speedway this season, tracks being extremely slick and not brilliantly prepared, but this one tonight is offering up some good racing.
The best Leicester track I've seen this season.
And we've watched Leicester a few times.
Yes, we have. It
Move
looks a
over,
lot better.
Oxford. You're doing joint parenting now, Oxford.
Oh, not Oxford again. I still have nightmares. Nothing against Oxford, by the way. People just don't really like them.
We do watch Oxford a lot as well, but then it's just work out for us.
Yeah, basically that.
Still got 9 people watching. If you're in the comments, say hello, comment, get your thoughts in. Tell us if we're any good, tell us if we're crap, tell us you'd, I don't know, rather be sat outside eating burgers and hot dogs off your barbecue or something. Or if you're in Scotland, out with your umbrellas getting wet.
Well,
Tell us
it's
what you've
dry.
had for your tea.
I will throw this out there. It is dry at the moment. There is a little bit of blue sky, but it's not much.
Oh.
Not much.
Zach Cook's in here to replace Tobias Thompson.
Justice for Toby.
Toby ain't scared anybody tonight, has he?
Only himself.
So the lineup for heat number 10 in blue off gate 1 is Ryan Douglas, for his second ride on the bounce. Gate 2 in yellow, also for his second ride on the bounce, Zach Cook. Gate 3 in red is Max Frick, and off the outside in white is Chris Harris.
That's what you said, yeah.
Lewis Kerr's last place at Sheffield wasn't the last place, he packed up again.
Oh dear.
Yen.
Maybe
he
Sedge's
being
not
rubbish?
maybe Sedge's not the only one that's being kicked out there.
All change at Sheffield by the sounds of things then. Yes, that Marshall about to get them lined up then for heat number 10. As the start marshal now walks away. The tapes fly away. We go. It's a very even start, but it's Max Frick that once again gets there, but Dougie's there with him. And now these two boys are just going to try and see off the challenge of Chris Harris, who's coming around the outside here of Ryan Douglas. Well, what can Dougie do? Dougie blocks his move perfectly, and these two just need to team ride themselves because they've got a very feisty Chris Harris, who's looking to come up the inside there of them both now, and Harris just gets up the inside there of Ryan Douglas. Dougie now looking to use the outside run to get himself round Harris, and that was a bit dirty for Chris Harris there. I thought Dougie was coming down on the fence, but that's allowed Zach Cook now to get himself into the third place position. But Max Frick is out there, and he's loving life out in front. Harris now is looking to come up the inside of Max Frick. Dougie's retired basically at the back now. But yeah, the big race, the big drag race is still on as they go down. There's not a lot in it between Max and Chris Harris as they come round the final 2 turns, and Max takes it.
Got a feel for Dougie in that one.
I bet Dougie's going to go back into the pits and say to Howarth, you didn't hit him hard enough in the first one. Fat twat.
We're meant to be discussing the Speedway, much not me and you.
Well, to be fair, Bomber classes as me and you as well.
He has the inability to see. He has the inability to see his knees, so we'll take it.
So the result of heat number 10 was a win for the rider in red. Max Frick. Second was the rider in blue, ruining British Speedway, apparently, Chris Harris. And third in yellow was Zach Cook, with Ryan Douglas retiring at the back. A 3-all now makes the scores 35 to the Leicester Lions, 25 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
If you boys want a laugh, both the Bellevue boys have been bitched by Jason Doyle in Poland in one race.
God.
And the funny bit is, if you're James Jessup watching us, Brady Kurtz is the one that come third.
Jessup won't watch us, otherwise he'd know what decent commentary sounded like.
That's true.
And if you want another laugh, this is more for Mr. Dill. The aggregate score is 69 to 74.
Hey!
Oh,
And if
but
we,
we're
want
that
if we want a third laugh, Jonas Jepsen's just ruined Anders Rose maximum at Sheffield.
Whoa, that's mad.
Nice.
And Ben Barker's taking the RR in 11 with Toby. That's a strange one, if I do say so myself.
He's taking the RR for Toby.
For with Toby.
That
Good
makes a
as
bit
new.
more sense.
Otherwise, Jonas Jepsen would have had 3 races on the bounce.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Not at Sheffield. 1 race on the bounce is one too many, because you're always 50% likely to go through the fence and die.
That's just watching.
Yeah. To be fair, if ever there's a time for Sam Masters to turn up, this is it.
It is that. And
2 words
so,
that's going to suggest that he won't.
Richard Lawson.
One of them's Richard, the other one's Lawson.
so the lineup for heat number 11 in white of gate number 1 is Niels Christian Everson. Trochman. In red off gate 2 is Sam Masters. In yellow off gate 3 is the man that's going to ruin Sam Masters' night, Richard Lawson. And off the outside in blue is Drew Kemp.
Ruin it. Ruin it.
Yeah.
Sam's
Drew
had a
Kemp
bad
was-
night from the start.
He's going to ruin it even more.
Well, also, I forgot to mention that Drew Kemp's still on a maximum.
Is he really?
2
He is
rides,
that,
2
yeah.
wins.
Bloody
2
hell.
rides, 2 wins.
And off gate 4,
Only man
with
on the
this
maximum.
outside line, he could do this.
Very much so. The tapes rise then for heat number 11. And Sam Masters has got there, but it is Richard Lawson and Niels Christian Chochman Everson that's there in second position. Kemp's at the back. I must have jinxed Drew, so sorry, pal, if you're listening. Richard Lawson's going really, really wide there to try close some ground on Sam. But it's not quite worked out for him this time. Sam Masters, it was about time he stepped up, and it looks like he certainly stepped up to Stuart Dixon's challenge, although he has got a very feisty Richard Lawson all over his rear end, and I'm sure that's just what Sam Masters really wants, a feisty... Oh, Richard Lawson's packed up! Lawson's packed up, and Neil's now just lifting, going down the back straight. It's good. It's a massive, massive end now to this race. We've got about 1 lap left to go, and Drew's closing in on it. Can Drew Kemp get past Niels Christian Everson to keep his maximum, paid maximum as it would have been, alive as they come round the final 2 bends? Sam Masters is finally going to wake up and get the race win there, and it's going to be Trocchi in second, Drew in third.
All of this carrying Kings Lynn has finally took its toll on Richard Lawson's machine.
To be fair, that was his 6th ride of the night.
And how many points has he got?
12 and 1.
So of Kings Lynn's 27, Richard Lawson has got 12 himself.
Yes.
He's got 12 and 2, Mush.
Same thing. Got
Oh
12.
dear.
Go on out,
So the
take us
result,
away.
the result of heat number 11 was a win for the rider in red, Sam Masters. Second was the rider in white, Niels Christian Everson Trochman. And third was the rider in blue, Drew Kemp, with Richard Lawson retiring at the back. A 4-2 to Leicester, another 4-2, makes the scores 39 to the Leicester Lions, 27 to the Kings Lynn Stars. You know how when I said it was close earlier? I take all that back.
I hate to be the one that tells you, Al.
But you told me so. Yeah, I know.
No. It's Niels Christian Trochman Everson, mate.
Oh, give it. I'll get there.
To be fair, Al doesn't watch Danish Speedway.
It's Niels Christian Trochman Everson.
Yep.
Well, I'll be what?
Carry on. Well, we will all. If that
Well,
goes on as planned, we will be. Yeah. The British-Danish connection. We've
You
had
leave Toffee alone.
Gonna get any update from Sheffield,
We've
Mr.
had
Dill?
2 races at Sheffield. That Heat 10, where Anders Rowe's maximum went, was won by the rider in red Josh Pickering, with Jonas Shepson in second and Anders Rowe in third, which was a 4-2 to Sheffield, making it 33-27. And Heat 11 was won by the rider in red Chris Holder, second in white Tobias Michalek, and third in yellow Ben Barker. Justin Sedgman is 3/4 of the way towards a new car. And if that doesn't tell you he's been sacked, nothing does. To make the scores 36 points to 30 after 11, and I imagine they're now going on to their interval.
Yeah, the tractors are out now, aren't they? So they're having a break. Shall we have a breather? Hello, everybody. We are back, and just a little message to support those who support us, as we are delighted to be working with the Piper Boys, Ben Barker, Declan Kennedy, Jake Allen, Simon Lambert, Connor King, and Scunny, and that's about it. So support them guys if you can. It'd be greatly appreciated. And if anybody wants any social media jobs doing or graphics or anything, get in contact with us and we'll sort something out for you. Thanks.
Should we have a quick discussion about our plans for the next few days? As things stand, there is no watch along tomorrow now because of Glasgow and Oxford being off. But if Edinburgh's on, there's every chance we end up doing one to Edinburgh versus Berwick. Saturday night is scheduled to be Plymouth versus Scunthorpe on our watch along, and if that were to be called off, there's a small chance, but a chance that we may end up watching Berwick versus Edinburgh. Who knows? But there may be some. The planned one, certainly for tomorrow, has gone out the window at the moment. But we may end up swapping, and Saturdays at the moment is still on as well, so let's hope that stays like that.
Let's just not plan anything for tomorrow, and Edinburgh might go ahead.
We've had a couple of races at Sheffield if you want them, boys.
Very, very quickly then.
Heat number 12 was won by the rider in red, Josh Pickering. Second in yellow was the reserve switch for Ben Barker, Sam Hagan, and third in white, Jonas Jepsen. 3-all, 39-33. Heat number 13, Anders Rowe took the rider replacement, and it was won by the rider in blue, Chris Holder. Second in yellow, Matti Zago, and third in white, Tobias Muszlek. Another 3-all, Anders Rowe's maximum has gone to SH1T now, making it 42-36. And Heat 14 is Lewis Kerr and Justin Sedgman versus Paco Castagna and Sam Hagan.
Heat number 12 here. Heat number 12 here, though. The tapes fly up for heat number 12. Away we go. It's a very good start there for Ryan Douglas. He's got there, but Chris Harris has got around the outside of Dougie. Now Dougie looks to come up the inside of Harris. Great move there from Ryan Douglas to get up the inside of Chris Harris. Harris now looking to get around the outside there of Ryan Douglas. Drew Kemp, the reserve change there, is settling in the third place position with Zach Cook at the rear of the field. But this is a big battle here between Dougie and Chris Harris, and it's the older gentleman, or the elder statesman, if you like, that has the lead over the young Australian stallion as we come into lap number 3, I believe we're on. And Dougie's tried absolutely everything to generate speed coming off the. Whoa, Dougie, don't swear with me like that, pal. I think Dougie just locked up a little bit there and went fast and went skyward, and I think that's virtually gifted Chris Harris now the win in this one. And the Kings Lynn Stars are going to take their total up to 30 points. And thanks to an inspired ride here from Christopher Calvin Harris.
How sure are you that it's Calvin? Just,
100%.
Well, it is. Wikipedia says it is.
It is, yeah.
Fair enough.
Got a result for us, Al?
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Did you notice a reserve switch, Al?
Yeah, I've got that. And the result of heat number 12 is a win for the rider in white, Chris Harris. Second, the rider in red, Ryan Douglas. And third, the rider in blue, Drew Kemp, the reserve switch. 3-all makes the score 42 to the Leicester Lions, 30 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
That's a funny looking lion mascot.
It's a bit into it.
I met that lion when I was there.
That poor lion.
Yeah.
You were going to say that?
He only went to work. Imagine having to meet bloody Al when you've gone to work.
I hope you went and introduced yourself properly and were like, "Hi guys, I'm Big Al."
Oh yeah, you've got to have done that.
Did that, yeah.
Did that? Oh boy, Al.
Luke Harrison.
Who the RR is in this one?
Luke Harrison.
Oh, so it is.
Talk about being thrown to the wolves.
Is that because they're going to put Zach Cook in 14?
Probably. Although I'd give Luke 14 as well.
Just waiting for the lineup for heat number 13. In red off gate 1 is Max Frick. In white off gate 2, once he appears, here he comes now, is Niels Christian Trochman Everson. In blue off gate 3 is Sam Masters. And in yellow off gate 4, the rider replacement, Lucas Harrison.
Well done, Al. You got it right. Proud of you.
I'm proud of myself. I thought I'd done it again and butchered it.
I heard the little giggle after he got it right, as if to say, he did it.
Yeah.
27 years.
26, I hope you know, not 27 yet.
Same thing.
Poor Al. And for the
Poor
second
Al.
week in a row, Al was going to be going to Glasgow, which, let's be honest, doesn't happen a lot. And for the second week in a row, it gets bloody rained off.
I think I'm a jinx of the Glasgow Tigers.
They're just
Every
bloody
time
want you there, Al. They're just like,
Don't
he's
want me there.
coming, sod it, we'll get it off.
Start Marshall and getting the boys into line for heat number 13 as he walks away. The riders start to look at the magnets, the tapes fly, away we go. It's a very good start there for Sam Masters and Max Frick, and they're the two that have got there first, but Trotchy there blasted his way up the inside of Max Frick there. Brilliant ride there from Niels Christian Everson, and he's got his eyes now set on Sam Masters. Max Frick, though, he's got his eyes set on Niels Christian, and Luke Harrison isn't a million miles behind, to be fair. So it's not over just yet as we're second down second lap now, to be honest. Max Frick now blasting himself round the outside. Can he do Niels Christian Everson here? Not quite. But Niels is just holding the inside line. Max is going towards the outside line. He just hasn't got the speed of his bikes to get round. Niels, well, I say that, he's probably about to do it now. Just like that, look. And Niels goes wide. Max comes up the inside. There was a little bit of little minimal contact.
Nothing in that. Nowhere near him.
Are the reds on? Are they not on? No. No, yes, no, yes, no.
They are now. He was nowhere near him. Everson's looking for that, and Everson will go for that as well.
I'd like to see a replay.
Absolutely nowhere near him. Everson's just shit the bed.
To be fair, I couldn't see for dust. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
I don't know if Leicester show replays.
If this had happened in 2024, we'd have seen it about 6 times by now.
Come on, Leicester, give us a replay.
Bomber goes out to check on Everson and starts waving at people in the crowd. Nice to see where those priorities are, Bomber lad. And he is excluded, rightfully so as well.
So the result of heat number 13 was a win for the rider in blue, Sam Masters. Second in red, Max Frick. And Luke Harrison takes the third, with Niels Christian Trochman Everson being excluded. A 5-1 to Leicester makes the scores 47 to the Leicester Lions, 31 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
We've had E14 at Sheffield. Sedge's not getting himself a new car. E14 was won by Lewis Kerr, second Justin Sedgman, and third Sam Hagan. Paco Castagna is really, really crap. 5-1 to Sheffield, 47-37. Lineups for 15. Birmingham have chose 1 and 3. Matty Zagar goes off gate 1 in white. Chris Alder gate 2 in red. Tobias Michelet gate 3 in yellow. And Josh Pickering off the outside in blue. So Sheffield wrap up the win. It's closer than we expected.
Oh, it's a positive.
And yeah, that's about where Paco 2 from 5, useless, crap.
I mean, I've just got them on now, and I'm still struggling to believe Sam Hagan is the second highest scorer.
He's done really well, to be fair to him.
8 and 1, he's going to be having a nosebleed getting points like that.
He was gating well on Monday, to be fair. It was after the sort of first couple of bends. He was going backwards. He hadn't done that tonight.
Mind you, Sheffield's very much a Gators track, innit?
It is, yeah. But according to updates, he's been finding some speed on a line that no one else has been using.
Oh,
No, poor Lucas.
What's Luke done?
He's
Been
been taken
shit.
out for that cook.
Well,
So the lineup
Luke not at 15.
for heat number 14 in white off gate 1 is Tobias Thompson. In blue off gate 2 is Drew Kemp. In yellow off gate number 3 is the reserve switch, Zach Cook. And off the outside in red is Kyle Howarth.
Drew Kemp's been bloody brilliant tonight.
It's been decent.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Nice
Sure
to know
what's-
Al's just agreeing with us.
Not sure what Daz is doing with the tapes there.
That's James Spencer Mosh.
You kept calling him Dodgy Daz, that's your fault.
That's the
No,
other
the
fella,
other
there's
one.
2 of them.
Oh, Jesus.
No, Jesus isn't going to help you, Al.
Well, what's James doing with the tapes then if it's not James? It's not Daz.
He's just sorting out the little bit of tape that goes where each gate goes. You know them tapes cost £160 as they fly up for heat number 14. It's a decent start for Drew Kemp. He's got himself to the front, and now Kyle Howarth has forced himself into that second position as well. A very good ride there from Kyle Howarth, well, coming out of turns 1 and 2, and Kyle now's going towards the outside run, and he wants this race win for himself. Says, screw you, Drew, I'm having this race win. Foul! But to be honest, these two should have enough in the tank to keep going and get a 5-1 over Zach and Tobias. Or over the Pool Pirates, if you will, as well. With them both riding down in Dorset, down at Wimborne Road. That Cook's now starting to put Drew Kemp under a bit of pressure. Carl House checked out his coon, go and get himself a burger and something, and he's got this one wrapped up. But it's very, very close now for second. Drew's just about got a little bit of a lead over Zach Cook, but I think Drew's gonna just about hang on to this one. I think he's just got this one in the bank as they come round turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Yeah, Drew hung.
To be fair, Drew made a blinder of a start then, went wide early on, and Carl came straight through the middle, and then Drew straight away elected to go back towards the inside and leave the entire outside for Kyle. Very smart ride from Drew.
And the result of heat number 14 was a win for the rider in red, Kyle Howarth. Second was the rider in blue, Drew Kemp, and third was the rider in yellow, Zach Cook, with Tobias Thompson at the back. A 5-1 to Leicester makes the scores 52 to the Leicester Lions, 32 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
I would pencil Richard Lawson in Street 15, but we just don't know what colour he's going from.
And whether his bike will allow it.
Lawson and Harrison 15 versus Brecken. Ooh.
Leicester have won. I wouldn't bother putting frickin'. I'd maybe put. I think Drew's 15 to be honest. Maybe Kyle and Drew again.
Yeah, I can see that.
They've
Max
won.
has got a GP at the weekend.
Yeah, Max won't be in.
Justice for Joe.
Joe's been decent, to be honest.
Quick run down the scores. Max Rick 13 and 1, Ryan Douglas 10, Carl Howarth 8 and 2, Sam Masters 8, Drew Kemp 10 and 2, Joe Thompson 3 and 2. Come on, stream, give us Kings Lynn. You haven't got all day, boys. I haven't got the time of day to add them all up. When I've got them all added up, it'd be Christmas 2027. Nah, it's alright, they'll bring them up on the screen for me in a minute.
We had Alan just reading out the aggregate score and he added 4 points on, so no thanks out.
For Kings Lynn, Niels Christian Trochman Everson 4, Richard Lawson 12 and 1, Chris Harris 8, Tobias Thompson nil pois, Jankovic rider replacement, get well soon, Jam Pal, Zach Cook 7 and 2, Luke Harrison 1.
Luke Harrison has been better value than 1 point would suggest.
He's turned up at least, hasn't he, and he's give it his all. I wouldn't be surprised if Kings Lynn snapped Luke Harrison up as their permanent rising star.
No, mate. We've
To be
got a
honest.
result from Sheffield if you boys want it while we wait for the
Oh,
line up for 15.
go on then.
Heat
We've
15
got
from
time.
Sheffield was won by Tobias Michalek with Chris Holder second and Josh Pickering third. Matty Zagar packed up with a 3-all to finish the night off, and the final score, Sheffield Tigers 50 points, Birmingham Brummies 40. Individual scorers, rider replacement for Jack Holder at number 1, Anders Rowe 9+1, Josh Pickering 14+1, Lewis Kerr 6 and 1, Chris Holder 16, Justin Sedgman 2+1, and William Cairns 3. For Birmingham, Tobias Michalek 14 and 1, Keenan Rue was rider replacement, Jonas Jepsen 7+1, Paco Castagna 2, Matty Zagar 7 and 1, Ben Barker 2+2, and Sam Hagan 8+1. Sam Hagan was the hero of that Brummies team tonight.
I never thought I'd hear that in a million years.
It was very, very good. I'm going to put Barker's result out while I've got a minute.
Well, do it while it's still fresh in your head. That was a decent performance, that from Birmingham. For saying we
Yeah.
expected a 20+ point defeat.
Fair play to them.
And if Paco had have turned up, it may have been a better result.
And if Keenan Rue wasn't riding in Poland, who knows what could have happened.
Right, Barker, where are you? There you are. Her weekend's getting quieter and quieter, isn't it, Palmer, my old churub?
It is. It is. You know, we had a whole weekend planned. We was going to watch Redcar tomorrow. We was going to watch Plymouth on Saturday. We was going to watch Bellevue on Sunday. Bellevue's been called off because they've got Birmingham now on Monday. Plymouth is still on at the minute. Redcar got called off because Workington's in a little bit of poo. So we was going to do Glasgow, but now they've been called off as well. So, don't really know what we're going to do for our Friday evening now.
Maybe Edinburgh.
Maybe have a takeaway and have a cuddle with a pillow in bed.
I'd always watch a bit of Love Island.
Please don't tell me you watch that, Al.
No, I just was expecting you to watch it, Palmer.
To be fair, so was I.
You know, I've never watched Love Island.
No, you watched that. What's that one on Channel 4? The one where they rise to scream.
Remember, Al, keep it PG. We're a family-friendly show.
Yeah. I'm keeping it PG. You know the one I mean.
I actually don't, Al.
Oh, Naked Attraction.
That's the one.
Oh, I've watched that plenty of times. But again, Al, keep
I was
it
trying to
PG.
keep it PG. That's why I wasn't saying the name.
Naked Attraction's not non-PG.
Well, I just wanted to be on the safe side.
Yeah, that's something that all our lovely viewers could watch after listening to us talk about Heat 15 when we get the bloody lineup. Leicester, if you're listening, pal.
I'm just checking between the... Oh, we have the lineup.
Do we really?
Yes, going off gate number 1 going off red will be Sam Masters. And in blue will be Kyle Howarth. In white for Kings Lynn will be Richard Lawson. And Chris Harris goes in yellow.
I can do you one better, Al. I can tell you the gates. Leicester are off 1 and 3. So it's Masters 1, Lawson 2, Howarth 3, Harris 4.
It did say 1, 3, 2, 4, but I wasn't sure if that was the numbers of the gates. So I didn't want to risk it.
It's alright, Mr. Dill. The night's nearly done.
Your job is safe.
Oh, it was never in any doubt, Al. Don't you bloody worry, son.
I
haven't
can't
done that
just,
bad.
You ain't done too bad. I'll give you your credit, Al.
So the lineup for heat number 15 in red off gate 1 is Sam Masters. Going off white in gate 2 is Richard Lawson. In blue gate 3 is Kyle Howarth, and off to the outside in yellow is Chris Harris. Palmer, for the final time tonight, so take it away.
Thanks, Al.
No problem, Dad.
I was waiting for you. Thanks, Dad. Can I have 50p to go to the shop for an energy drink and a chocolate bar? Remember the
Can I have
days when
20?
you could do that?
Yeah,
I remember
20 years ago.
I remember the days you could go with £2 to the shop, have 3 cans of Coke, 4 chocolate bars, and a big bag of crisps, and still leave with £2. Bloody security cameras everywhere now.
That tells me Palmer's been busted doing that one.
Palmer ain't quick enough to shoplift.
Well, he was back in the day when he wasn't as...
He's not like John Cena. There's no chance you're missing Palmer in the shops. He's the one that's crumpling round with an armful of stuff.
The tapes rise for 8.15, and it's a very good start there for the 2 Leicester boys, but Richard Lawson's there with him as well. And Chris Harris looking to blast himself from the outside. Sam Masters got the lead now, and Chris Harris storms up the inside there of Sam Masters and Kyle Howarth. And I'm surprised nobody come down there, to be honest, but Chris Harris quickly has the lead then. The 2 Leicester boys are in second and third place, with Richard Lawson towards the rear of the field. Sam Masters wants to come up the side of Chris Harris. Sam Masters, he's got his plan, he's just waiting for Chris Harris to go really wide, and so I'm just come up the inside. But Chris Harris is just a little bit too fast for that to happen, and if anything, Kyle Howarth is almost getting in Sam Masters' way, coming 2 bends there, even though Kyle is behind Sam, to make that make sense. Now Sam goes, Billy Big Bollocks, and tries to go around the outside, as we've got 1 lap left to go then, and Lawson's trying to come around the outside there of Kyle Howarth. Lawson's just about done Kyle Howarth now. Now what can Lawson got round Sam Masters as well, or not? Howarth looking to come up the inside there, and it's...
Lawson's done it both!
Lawson's got that. That's a 5-1 to Kings Lynn to finish us off. Does someone want to tell Chris Harris it's only 4 laps in a race?
That was Lawson in white.
Same thing, innit? They both ride for Kings Lynn.
Good ride from Law. I am surprised Sam was in there, to be honest.
So am I.
I know he finished decent enough, but he started poorly, and the track probably wasn't a Sam Masters style track at the end either.
No, 100%.
And the result of heat number 15 was a win for the rider in yellow, Chris Harris. Second was the rider in white, Richard Lawson. And third, the rider in red, Sam Masters. 1-5 to Kings Lynn makes the final scores 53 to the Leicester Lions, 37 to the Kings Lynn Stars.
Do one of you 2 boys want to go through the final scorers?
I'm just working them out now, Mush.
Well, they're on screen.
After Leicester, then Max Strick 13-1, Ryan Douglas 10, Kyle Howarth 8-2, Sam Masters 9, Drew Kemp 10-2 bonus points, Joseph Thompson 3-2. For the Kings Lynn Stars, Niels Christian Churchman Everson scored 4, Richard Lawson 14-2, Chris Harris 11, Tobias Thompson failed to score, Zach Cook 7-2, Harrison 1.
You notice whoever goes to number 1 for Kings Lynn, it's almost a curse. They do crap. Ben Cook started there, he was crap. Then Lawson went there, he was crap there. Now Everson's there, he's crap there.
It's the fix, but they want to get to number 1 so they can have a spell at reserve.
Yeah. You might not be too far wrong. Parmat, do you want to wrap us up for tonight?
So, Al's been with us. He's been Dill. I've been Dan. That was Leicester versus Kings Lynn. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow.